actual worry and the fear about the financial planning, and I am not an economist, you know what I mean? The last few years, I just started getting my economical intelligence in line by way of listening to Boyce Watkins and really understanding my spending habits and really looking at my habits. So I think first and foremost, when a person tries to enter in this world of economic intelligence, it starts with looking at who am I as a person economically. It doesn't have to do with nobody else first and foremost. Let's not even look at mom and dad or your spouse. It's who am I? What do I tend to spend money on, and when do I spend this money? You know what I mean? And when I get a bulk of money, what do I usually do? You understand? It's that it starts with thyself all the time. Yeah. And once you can confront with how you do things, that's when you're able to, look at your spouse and say, hey, I've noticed that when we get this, you tend to do that. And there's a way of having cordial economic conversations. I'm quite sure that money matters are the brunt of arguments in the Black community between spouses. I'm quite sure. Yeah. But there's a way to say to your spouse, hey, when we get money, I see that you tend to do this, instead of, why are you buying that all the time? You understand? That's going to be an argument, because somebody say that to me, I'm going to say, shut up, man. For real, not to my wife, but in my head, I'm going to say, shut up. You know what I'm saying? But verbally, I'm going to say, what you talking about? Because, now you're going to be on defensive mode. So when you enter this conversation with your spouse about economics, be cognizant of your emotions and what you're trying to project to the spouse, as opposed to just going after. Yeah. Because you know what you're really doing? That's how you're treating yourself. You understand? You're treating yourself, you're beating yourself up about being not economically intelligent. That's why it's easy for you to beat him or her up about not being economically intelligent. However, if you were being gentle with yourself and being understanding with thyself about being, more frugal, you'll be more understanding and more gentle with the spouse about their economic situation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, money conversations aren't easy. And I get that.
At all.
I've seen it.
I never used to like talking about money. And I got that from my parents.
I don't know why though. Maybe
I know exactly why.
Our relationship, it wasn't like that for me and James. We're still in the beginning, so we don't know what will happen. But in the beginning, we were both very aware of each other. So I know my husband's more of a spender, where I'm more, financially conscious. So I'm a planner. I plan everything. Like, I have a spreadsheet for just about every aspect of my life, just because that's how I function.
Right.
So, he's not that guy. So because we know that, because he knows that about me and I know that about him, we can decide, okay, well, who should make certain decisions?
Right.
And when.
Right.
And then
that's a good tool I have in your relationship.
I mean, it was just one of those things that we're kind of blessed. So it just came to us. You know what I mean? We didn't have to talk it out. We didn't have to work it out. That's just how we
Right. It worked.
It just worked. Yeah.
It worked. Right.
But when we have kids, that could change. Things could get difficult. Conversations will start to change. What matters.
Absolutely.
So,
That's right.
Who knows?
Money matters change.
Yeah, it does. And so, we could flip it. Next thing you know, I might be the one wanting to spend the money on the kids all the time, and he doesn't. And he's more frugal, something like that.
Right.
So we don't know what'll happen. But going back to the fear of it, it's like, I think a good portion of the fear comes from the fact that we still have such a long way to go. Like, it's easier for us to make decisions right now because it's just me and him, right? So I'm like, no, we can't think that way. So I'm already planning for unborn children, kids that I don't have yet. So it's
you should.
And that's what we're doing.
That's a great thing.
But it's scary.
But I think, real quick, that, I think actually when you have the child and you have the organism in your arms cradling him or her, it's not gonna make it easier, but now you have something tangible to say, hey, I got to keep my money right.
Right.
You understand? Because now you don't, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. You got your bills and you have your, expenses, but now you're going to have a little organism in your arm say, yo, I got to keep my money right. And a lot of people do the exact opposite. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean. A lot of people that's not even financially on top of their games, they want to, what's the new thing that they have in the gender reveal?
Yeah, gender reveal.
And then they want to have the baby shower. What are you talking? What are you doing? You know how much this costs? And then they want their little baby to have the leather jacket at 1 year old. You understand?
Yeah.
Then they want their baby to have the earrings at 2 years old. What are you doing? So you see how they're doing. They say to themselves, I want my child to have the best of everything. And they're doing all this at 1, 2 years old, which we have become knowledgeable by way of London Dixon, that, you know, people of European descent, what they do on the first day, they get life insurance.
Life insurance for that baby.
And stocks.
Stocks and that, you know
baby's what I mean? Right. That's what they do on that first day of the child's birth. You understand? They don't go out here and buy leather jackets, man. What's wrong with you? But I really feel like Black people and money, it's probably, I'm quite sure, well, Boyce Watkins, he has a book out there by the name of Financial Lovemaking. I've read half of it. It's dope. I just got caught up in something else. You got to understand, we were once currency. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even we are still kind of currency in the 21st century. You understand? To you know, the CEO of the company.
Right.
You understand? We are dollar
bringing
sign.
in that money.
Right. We can be replaced. And I think that's where it gets kind of misconstrued in our head. That's what makes us want to have the working mentality. Let me work 80 hours a week and bring home money. Well, come on, man. Like I said, but I'm bringing home $2,000, but the CEO is bringing home $10 million a month.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, I think, one, I want to applaud you for being 28 years old and having an entrepreneurial mindset, not having a working mindset. And James is going into the medical field where he's always going to be straight. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Health doesn't ever go away. You know what I mean? Health deteriorates. So the more deteriorates, the more money the health professionals get. Am I right?
Yes.
So therefore, I think you two are on the right track. You are the entrepreneurial. He's in the health field. It's a win-win, as opposed to, I don't know, you working at Walmart and him working at UPS. Yo, anything goes with that.
Yeah.
Right? They could cut your hours. You know what I'm saying? They could say, you know, James, you know what I mean? We don't need you anymore. We got somebody younger and stronger, like they used to do on the plantation. When you got to be 40 on the plantation, you was washed up. Massa ain't need you no more. He replaced you with the 19-year-old, 22-year-old dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When in hindsight, 40 years old for a man is the prime of his life. When it comes to his life, when it comes to, but that's only if he's living vicariously through himself. If I'm living through my own, you know, my own dreams and my own destiny and the legacy I want to build for my family, 40 is a very, very young age. When you working for Massa, you getting up there at 40.
Yeah.
You understand? Think about it. In Massa's mind, your worth is decreasing. How is it that's what I'm saying? And it coincides to what you're saying. How am I going to let someone else depict what my worth is?
All right.
The institution I work for, the City University of New York, can't pay me what I'm worth. I understand that. They can't pay me. They can't write a check from what I'm worth. What I give to the student body, you understand? Yeah. Let me give you an example. I usually, back when I was a lower level counselor, I would get sent out to whether it be institutions, high schools, career fairs, to market, what we do here and try to lure them in. Let's say I go to a high school, Ms. Portia Mystique, and I do a presentation for 25 kids. And because Mr. Johnson is so dynamic at what he does up there, 10 of them say, you know what? I'm going to that institution because of Mr. Johnson. I'm going there. Look at how much money I've just made them in an hour. In 1 hour, I don't know. Let's just say tuition is $4,000. 4,000 times 10 is $40,000. I just made them $40,000 of guaranteed money. Now that's guaranteed. Should they take out loans, I made them more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real. I've made, and if they're paying out of state tuition, I've made them much more. Look how much money I've just made them in an hour. When I'm coming home with my same check. Right? Think about it. I'm coming home with when I was the one out there putting in that work. And I say that little example to tell you, you're on the right track. Why? Because you are an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? You are building your business is already built. Honestly, it's already built. That's how we met.
Right.
We met because your business is already built. You know what I'm saying? You just have to label it and define it. But you just have to, no. It's already on. You just have to bottle it. You just have to put it in a bottle because it's done. You have the material. You have the substance. You just have to bottle it. And like I said, as far as King James, he's in the health field. He's never going to be without. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you guys economically, fundamentally are on the right track. Now it's like you said, what you're doing right now, what are we going to do with what we have?
Yeah.